Your Honor, this is another constable charge of aggressive animals prohibited. We're asking the court to continue this case a few weeks so the city can get a final restitution number before proceeding with this case.
All right, and that makes sense to me. It's always better, I think, if defendants are aware of what might be requested if they plead guilty before they do so. Do you have any objection to resetting your case, Mr. Moser? All right, we'll set it about 2 to 3 weeks out. And then I'm going to just send you right out front. You'll turn just to the counter where you checked in earlier. They'll get you that new court date.
I had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Elias about the allegations in his case and the Restorative Justice program. It's my understanding he intends on accepting the DGS file, requiring him to complete just the Restorative Justice program and the community living class, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Altenberg. And sir, can you tell me how to say your last name?
Elias.
Elias. Okay, thank you, Mr. Elias. So you heard Mr. Altenberg describe this, the fraudulent identification charge you would plead guilty to. You'd be placed on a deferred judgment for a 9-month term. You'd be expected to complete the CU Restorative Justice fake ID program. You'd also have to complete the CU Community Living class. And there's a note here, just if for some reason you're not eligible for the Restorative Justice program, you would be then expected to do 12 hours of community service instead. I have that accurate, Mr. Altenberg?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that we've already confirmed the eligibility of all individuals. The individual who filed the offer in this case this was filed prior to us obtaining confirmation.
Got it.
Through CU that all the individuals are indeed CURJ eligible.
Okay, that's very helpful to know. Thank you. Okay, so you'd have CURJ and the community living class to complete.
Understood.
All right. When you plead guilty to this charge, you're giving up your right to trial. Are you doing that voluntarily today?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol? Do you understand the charge of having a fraudulent identification? And do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes.
You are doing this without the benefit of a lawyer to assist you. You could hire a lawyer or you could apply for the public defender. Do you understand that? Are you comfortable going forward without the benefit of a lawyer?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Do you understand that criminal law is a little bit complicated? A lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself.
Yes, I understand that.
All right. I am going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty to the charge. We'll go ahead and pull up the summons. It is to the charge of having a fraudulent identification, which is a violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code, occurring September 11th of 2025 at 1149 13th Street. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
I'll accept that guilty plea. You'll have the CU Restorative Justice program to complete in the community living class. There are $155 in fees and costs for the deferred judgment. Are you able to pay those today?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me before I send you out to see our probation officer?
No, I don't.
All right, we are going to place you on the deferred judgment for that 9-month term. The good news is you have the opportunity to earn a dismissal of this charge and it won't end up on your criminal record as long as you do the things that you're expected to do. I will point out for you and for others that might be in the courtroom hearing me talk to you. We are aware that sometimes when people get fraudulent identifications or fake IDs, they order them and they get them in a packet. And that means they have more than one. And so the temptation would be, I made it through this court process. It wasn't that bad. I'm going to take that risk and go to another bar or another place where I use a fake ID. A second charge will not result in a dismissal, and it could result in a conviction on your record and perhaps even a conviction for this charge, because one of the promises that you're making is to not have any new charges. And what I point out to people that might not think in these terms is if you have a record on a criminal record for having a fake identification, that could impact a lot of things. It could impact applications to grad school. It could impact opportunities for jobs. Most of the jobs that are out there right now for people who are getting college educated are in data and having access to databases and needing a security clearance. It's going to be hard to get a security clearance if you have a conviction for fake identification on your record. So I point that out so that people are thoughtful about the decisions that they're making while they're in college. I do not want people to get a college degree and then have to run around for years trying to explain why they had this fake identification on their criminal record. So you're not the only one. There's lots of people that come through, but I do want people to understand the implications of what they are doing. All right. Take 2 rights and a left. They'll be with you in just a few minutes to go over this with you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning to you, Ms. Ordaz.
Good morning.
And are we saying your name correctly?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Altenberg.
Yes, sir. I had the opportunity to speak with Donna about the CU Restorative Justice Program. It's my understanding that she intends on accepting the PGS file requiring her to complete the CU Restorative Justice Program and the CU Community Living classroom.
All right, thank you for that. And I just have a quick question for you, Mr. Aldenberg. I would like to free you up to get back to speaking to defendants. Is everybody going to accept the offer as it's that have already seen CURJ?
It is my understanding all individuals who I've addressed today have conferred to me that they do intend on accepting the offer and file. So that would include Mr. William Hutzma, Benjamin Centeno, and William Bennett Robbins.
Okay, so I can address that with them. Thank you for making that brief record, and then you can be freed up to move forward. All right, so Ms. Ordaz, you do have a deferred judgment offer in the file that would require that you complete the CU Restorative Justice Fake ID program in the community living class. Have you decided that you'd like to accept that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions before we make this a court order?
No.
When you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to trial and all of the other rights I've described to the group. Are you doing that voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you understand this charge of having a fraudulent identification?
Yes.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge? You are doing this without the benefit of a lawyer to represent you. Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer?
Yes.
And do you understand that a lawyer might do a better job of representing you than you do representing yourself?
Yes.
I am going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty. It is to the charge of having a fraudulent identification, which is a violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code. And this allegedly occurred September 27th of 2025 at 1215 13th Street. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
I'll accept the guilty plea. It will be part of pursuant to the deferred judgment, which means you'll have the opportunity to earn the dismissal. There are $155 in fees and costs. Are you able to pay those today?
Yes.
All right. You'll have the CU Restorative Justice Program to complete, the fake ID component of that, and then the community living class. If you do what you're supposed to do at the end of the 9-month term, we're going to withdraw the guilty plea, dismiss your case, and seal your record. All right. I'm going to send you down to see our probation officer. You'll make 2 rights and then a left to the end of the hallway, and they'll be with you in a few moments.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Ordaz. Met with Ms. Talene. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Talene.
So Judge, I am asking to set him over for my public defender day next month. I know he's been working with Sebastian. He's on all of the housing lists. He's basically he's working right now. He just got a promotion at his job. Yeah. So he's basically doing everything that he needs to do. But I think we just need to make a little bit more progress in terms of housing. So I'm asking to set him over for next month, and my understanding is there's no objection to that.
Okay, did you already speak with the prosecutors about that? Okay, so we're just going to reset you then, Mr. King, since there isn't an objection from the prosecutor. We'll reset all of these cases for the public defender docket in December.
December 9th.
Okay, so we'll reset for December 9th at 9:30. I'm just going to fill out one face sheet unless you want me to fill out others, and you can upload those all into the one
Would
system.
be great. Thank you.
So no action today.
And my understanding is that over the next month, they'll continue to check in with Sebastian and Dara and try to make some progress in that regard.
Okay, and I'm going to mention one other thing that has come up a few times is people don't realize because we give you a court date that's a month out. If you get new tickets between now and then, you do have to come to court on those tickets.
Yeah.
It could be a very straightforward process if you come, and I can then probably just reset them for all. But if you possible that someone gets a ticket, if they don't come to court, I could issue a warrant on that. I try not to, and if I remember the person is seeing a public defender, but there's only so much that fits in here. With you, I probably would remember, but
I was about to say, I think we're all getting to be like really good friends.
we're spending a lot of time together. But I point that out to anybody that resets on public defender docket who might get tickets in the interim. Don't want you to, and I want you to make sure that if they ask you to move, you're doing what you're required to do by law so that we don't have too many cases to try to resolve. But I also understand there's some challenges with where things are. Okay, Mr. King, right out front, they'll get you that new court date, the setting notice for that, and I hope your job continues to go well for you. There are 2 charges pending for you. There's a charge of fraudulent identification and urinating in public. I believe the prosecutor has a deferred judgment offer in the file for you on that particular charge. I'll go ahead and pull it up since we've got
Thank you.
Sabrina doing other things. No problem. I've got it right. And it is to a deferred judgment for a 9-month term. You'd be pleading guilty to both of those charges. You'd be expected to complete the CU Restorative Justice Program, the CU Community Living class, and 4 hours of community service. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes.
When you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to trial on those 2 charges. Are you doing that voluntarily?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you understand these two charges? One charge being for having a fraudulent identification?
Yeah.
And do you agree there's evidence to support that charge? Do you understand the charge of urinating in public?
Yes.
Do you agree that there's evidence to support that charge?
Yes.
You are doing this without the benefit of a lawyer to help you. Are you comfortable going forward without the benefit of the lawyer? And do you understand that a lawyer might do a better job of representing you? All right, I am going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty. It is to the charge of having a fraudulent identification, which is a violation of section 5612 of the Boulder Revised Code. Mr. Robinson, this allegedly occurred October 18th of 2025 at 2085 Colorado Avenue. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
I'll accept that guilty plea. Count two is a charge of urinating in public, which is a violation of section 567 of the Boulder Revised Code. From that same plea, place you on the deferred judgment for the 9-month term. You'll have 4 hours of community service to complete the CU Restorative Justice program in the community living class.
It's like 8 hours of community service.
Oh, did I misread that?
It's only 4 in those, right?
I think you might be looking at a different case. Yeah, I think you pulled up Mr. Hootsma, and I've got Mr. Robinson here. Yep, it is 4 hours of community service. Okay, so yeah, that's what they told you, and that's accurate. Okay, we just had a different file in front of us. Okay, so you'll have those obligations and the $165 fee to pay. Are you able to pay that fee today?
Yes.
All right, next step for you then is to make your way down to probation. You'll take 2 rights and a left to the end of the hallway. They'll call you up in just a few moments to go over all of this with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Judge, I will tell the court, I did speak with Ms. Keller about all of this, just to put that up front.
Thank you.
So Mr. Baroni has an animal case. That animal is a cat. We did discover that the Humane Society does do evaluations on cats.
Okay.
So I'm going to be asking to set this over so he can go get that evaluation done. I'm going to ask to probably set it out maybe a couple of months though, just because I know it's expensive and he needs to pay for that evaluation.
And did Ms. Keller have any objection to that?
No, she
Okay.
did not.
I don't have a problem,
Yeah.
as long as the prosecutors do not. A little bit unique. I have had on occasion an aggressive animal involving a cat, but it's not typical. So no plea will enter yet today. We'll reset for the January date. So if you can just check and tell me when that is.
For the
January public defender docket.
That's gonna be January 13th.
All right, so that'll be January 13th at 9:30. And then it might be worthwhile when you contact the folks at the Humane Society, let them know what your financial circumstances are. They probably have a sliding scale on what they charge for those evaluations. It may not be much less than what they charge everyone else, but it might be a little bit reduced.
Thank you.
And I would encourage you to get started with them right away. Even if you can't pay and get signed up yet, call them so that you know what you need to save up to get started. I know they don't usually schedule the evaluations until people pay. And then once you've paid, there's a delay for them getting the evaluation done, which is why we're setting off a couple of months.
Yeah.
The sooner you can get signed up, the sooner you'll have the evaluation done. And then you'll have the information that you need, Mr. Baroni, before when you come back on that next court date. Does that make sense to you?
Thank you.
All right. If something happens and you contact them and you're not going to be able to have that evaluation at least a week before your court date, then get a hold of Ms. Talene so that she knows that there's Mr. Houtsma appears. He has spoken to the prosecutor and is eligible for the deferred judgment. Mr. Houtsma, the deferred judgment would be for a 9-month term. It would be to just the one charge of having made unreasonable noise. You'd be expected to complete the CU Restorative Justice program, the community living class, and 8 hours of community service, and then go through the 9 months without any other similar charges. Is that how you'd like to proceed?
Yes.
Do you have any questions before we make this a court order? When you plead guilty to this charge, you're giving up your right to trial and all of the other rights associated with that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you doing that voluntarily? Is anybody forcing you to plead guilty? Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol? Do you understand this charge of making unreasonable noise? And do you agree that there is evidence to support that charge? You are doing this without the benefit of a lawyer. Are you comfortable going forward without a lawyer? Do you understand that a lawyer might do a better job of assisting you and representing you than you do representing yourself? I am going to find that it's a free and voluntary decision to plead guilty to this charge of making unreasonable noise. That's a violation of section 596. I believe that's a 5 of the Boulder Revised Code. Yes, 596 of the Boulder Revised Code, occurring October 17th of 2025 at 819 9th Street. How do you plead to that charge? Accept the guilty plea. We'll place you on the deferred judgment. We'll have the CU Restorative Justice program to complete the community living class and 8 hours of community service. There are $165 in fees and costs that you'll pay to the court. Are you able to pay those fees today? All right. If you don't have any questions for me, I'll just send you down to see probation. You'll make 2 rights and then a left down to the end of the hallway. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Houtsma.